Hey everybody, hope we're having a great day. Welcome back to another episode of CSGO News, and our first story today does have to do with the SK Immortals trade coming sometime soon after the next E-League Major, that is in January. We have confirmed this due to a close personal friend of FNX. He posted these pictures the other day, guys, and said FNX personally told him. Now again, this is just speculation, but of course, this trade has been highly speculated and highly likely for quite some time now, and this just further confirms the suspicions as of right now if this trade is actually going to take place and when it will. Obviously, SK had ECS finals with Fox this past weekend. They did still place top 4, but did not play too well in the semifinals there by Astralis getting 2-0'd. I'll talk about that more later, but obviously they also confirmed Fox for the E-League Major as well. After that, though, it seems they will be acquiring Felps from Immortals. This is due to personal word from this guy who is personal friends with FNX, and FNX will go over to Immortals, and in that part of that trade, of course, Felps will be going over to SK Gaming, and that'll be their new 5th man over there. So just highly suspected right now. The trade will be coming sometime soon. You can expect this probably sometime in January. Highly speculated, but slowly but surely going to be confirmed. And before we go into ECS final spoilers for all of you guys and breaking down kind of the entire tournament and what happened there, a lot of you guys probably saw this, but Dev1ce has been absolutely legendary. He did take HLTV's MVP award. Now we could argue, guys, as well, many of those players on Astralis did play out of their minds. They had a lot of 2-0 series, and a lot of them did play well, especially FNX, who you could probably argue could have taken MVP as well. But, you know, if you're going to base it off the history of these past events, although MVP should not be awarded based off previous results, Dev1ce has been legendary these past, I would say, almost the last year. If you guys have not even noticed his breakout performances, especially these last few weeks, Dev1ce, if you look at his KDR, he has had a positive KDR for every single event for the last 21 events, stretching all the way back to Fragbite Masters Season 5, all the way back to 2015. That is 21 consecutive tournaments or, you know, even LAN events with a positive overall KDR. Now, obviously, he has had bad individual maps where he goes negative, but overall performances, he has been one of the most consistent players you could probably say in the past year as of right now. Dev1ce has gone off. He did earn HLTV's MVP for ECS Finals as they did take it over OpTic Gaming, and then kind of reverse. First time ever back-to-back. We actually had OpTic versus Astralis last weekend as well at E-League Season 2, and now back-to-back here, ECS Season 2 Finals, and it was the reverse. Actually, OpTic beat them last weekend, and now they actually had the revenge, and Astralis did take them down. So we're going to break that down for all of you guys in our next clip, but first off, I do want to talk about another story as well, as Neymar Jr., if you guys are Brazilian fans, I'm sure a lot of you guys are, Neymar actually came out and on a Snapchat story and posted these pictures on screen right now. It does seem the Brazilian soccer player, although he has a multi-million dollar sponsorship and contract deal, he finds time to actually, you know, even know how to play CSGO with NetGraph 1UP, so it's kind of cool to see. We've had tons of rappers like Soulja Boy and tons of NBA stars and NFL people come out and say they play CSGO, but now even Brazilian scene players obviously makes sense though, because SK Gaming and you know, Tempo Storm and Immortals also being big Brazilian powerhouses over there. It's really cool to see though more pros and especially well-known pros come out and say, hey, we play CSGO. It's great promotion for the game and really cool to see he actually has time to play CSGO. So a quick breakdown for all of you guys as how we achieved back-to-back weekends. Like I said before, we had E-League Season 2 last weekend, OpTic Astralis this weekend again, back-to-back big tournaments, probably for the first time, if not in a long time, if ever. We have the same opponents in back-to-back $250,000 tournaments, you know, big tournaments here of the same opponents in the grand finals. Now, first up, OpTic again, achieving a pretty easy road. Now, I don't want to say easy because any teams in the top 10 right now have a great chance to win the major or even win a big title, and this includes both FaZe and maybe Envious you can put in there, but Envious kind of a lucky draw as Envious did win the groups. Now, first up, OpTic in the quarterfinals faced off against FaZe. They beat them 2-1. Map 3 went to Cash. They dominated them 16-4. So OpTic looked very strong. They looked even stronger against Envious. They 2-0'd them. I believe the map picks there were Overpass and Nuke, and they beat Envious on their own map pick of Nuke as well. So they looked really strong going into the finals. Now Astralis had a little bit of a different road as SK faced off against Dignitas. The battle of the wounded teams here, as many of you guys know, Magic Boy couldn't be here because of school. So Dignitas was down a man, as well as SK had Fox in place of FNX. So they were both down a man. SK still prevails here 2-1 in a best-of-3 series. Now Astralis looking absolutely dominant here. They beat SK 2-0. They sweep them again, back-to-back weekends beating SK here and looking really good, as well as they also went on to beat OpTic in the finals, as many of you guys know. So pretty crazy to see. Astralis did win out groups. They went automatically to the semifinal against SK. They 2-0'd them, and again in the finals they 2-0 OpTic. I'm sure many of you guys saw this. They beat them 16-6 and 16-11. It was pretty crazy to see though. Astralis built up a pretty hefty lead on Train, and unfortunately on the CT side, OpTic could not come back, and that's how they lost 16-11 there. And again, like I said before, Dev1ce was the MVP, but the whole team, you could say Zipnex as well, Kirby, a lot of them did have highlight reels and had great plays as well. Many of you guys did not see that. The whole team looked amazing, and again, stellar performances. Still have OpTic as well. Nafly really beginning to be a great player, although he did struggle in this finals for sure. I believe at one point in time we were 6 or 7 rounds in on the first map, and he had 1 kill. So Nafly definitely toned down from last weekend, but but still OpTic looking very strong, making back-to-back finals as well. So great performances for both these teams, although Astralis right now looking in top form for the E-League Major qualifier coming up in 3 days. Really big for these teams coming up. So going to be really cool to see how OpTic does as well. Going to be really cool to see in general how this E-League Major qualifier plays out. So best of luck to all these teams. And that was an ECS Finals news. And if you guys really want to break down the top North American team right now, I want to talk about this very shortly for maybe a minute or two. If you guys really want to break down the top North American team right now between OpTic and Cloud9, it's really a flip of a coin. I saw this in a post actually. Really, someone had a 3D graphic of flipping a coin up in the air of Cloud9 and OpTic on one side. Who's the best North American team? It really depends on the event. If you guys watch their best of 3 series, this is the best 3 series to decide who went out of groups to play phase to actually make it out of group stages, guys. So if you did not see this, it was a very close series, went to map 3, and how that map 3 was forced. Cloud9 won their first map choice. It then went to Overpass. Cloud9 built up a 12-3 lead on Overpass, and unfortunately enough, combined, OpTic actually went on to win 15 rounds in a row and finished off the game 16-12. Cloud9 had 0 wins on that side of the map. It was absolutely insane to see, and that's what forced the map 3 and actually had that comeback for OpTic. So it would have been easily enough to say Cloud9 could have made it through. They had their chances. They were up 12-3, blowing a 12-3 half. Obviously, is still very, very prevalent in pro CSGO, but still, you know, the odds of that happening are so slim. So you guys could easily say right now, Cloud9 could have filled those shoes. Now, OpTic, though, performing very well, carrying themselves very well, and again, back-to-back finals for them. You can't argue. As of right now, they're the #1 team in the world. HLTV coming out new rankings just last night. For all of you guys who are wondering, NIP dropped to #3, and our new #1, of course, no surprise, after back-to-back finals, is Astralis. Astralis is now #1 in the world. If you would have told all of us this during the summer or 2 months ago, guys, who's the #1 team in the world going into the E-League Major qualifier or the E-League Major, no one would have said Astralis. This team was on peril. They were not looking good whatsoever. They were looking torn apart, you know, with the leaving Kerrigan and having Glaive come into the team. They still were a possibility, but really Glaive has developed into such a key role player, and this team has developed so well, and they are now looking perfected and actually in top form going in the Major. This is perfect timing on them. Best of luck to them in the future. But yes, new rankings out there, guys. CSGO is crazy right now. And one last story for all of you guys. I posted a highlight last night of the perfect 100 damage HQ grenade by OpTic Mixwell against FaZe. I believe the map was Cash. I showed you guys that. The highlight is actually on my channel if you guys want to go to my latest videos, and it did very well. If you guys want to see highlights, now I'm not a highlight channel. I'm CSGO News, but I want to ask you guys personally, if you guys want me to post highlights on this channel, I definitely could, or I can move all these highlights over to the esports channel. Now the video did very well because it was such a great clip. I couldn't find it anywhere else, and that's why I posted it, because no one else had posted it yet. If you guys want me to do that, I certainly can post highlights or really great clips. When we have these big tournaments, I would love to post, you know, clips and videos of the best moments of those tournaments. If you guys want this, please let me know down below. It would only be filler content. Obviously, this channel is mainly CSGO News, but I didn't have CSGO News last night, and so instead I posted that clip instead for all of you guys. If you want that, please let me know that down in the comment section down below. If you guys don't, I understand, but I would love to post more content for all of you guys. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. My name is Jake. I'm going to be streaming tonight. I'm also doing an AK-47 Vulcan giveaway tonight on my live stream. Make sure to check that out. And I'm also going to be saving up for a special Christmas giveaway on live stream for all of you guys. I currently have invested my own personal money of around $200 so far for gifts for my special Christmas stream. Hope you guys all enjoy. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. My name is Jake. I like you. Goodbye.